Hi, my name is Kylie Phoenix and I'm here to talk to you about what could be perceived as the dirtiest word in mental health, and that is anger. The other day, not too long ago, I actually asked a group of young teenagers, boys and girls in the group, I said to them, do you think, put your hand up if you think that it's safe to release your anger. And only one student and the teacher that was actually supervising the group put their hands up. The rest of the group actually left their hands down. So the general perception for this particular group, and possibly for a wider group of people as well, is that it's not safe. It's not safe to release your anger. It's a dirty word. It's a scary word. It's shameful to have anger. It's shameful to be angry. And there's always this ongoing threat that if you express anger, if you be angry, then you'll be rejected. Okay, the human condition is that we want two things. We want to feel like we are loved, and we want to feel like we belong. Okay, we want to feel safe. We want to feel part of a group, so that it's basically a survival mechanism. So a lot of us, a lot of our egos, our subconsciouses, feel like if we get angry, we will be rejected by society. We'll be rejected by our loved ones. They won't want to be around us anymore, and therefore we will be ostracised and we'll be alone. And in our ego's idea, it'll be death, basically. Because back in the Neanderthal times, back in the caveman times, if you were left alone, you pretty much, it was a death sentence, because you needed your tribe, you needed your group around you to survive. And it is a known fact that humans thrive off human touch and being a part of a group, at least a part of a partnership, if not part of a larger group. So that's the general perception. But one of the most important things when you do the Ho'oponopono therapy, and if you're really serious about moving this stuff, is actually being okay with your anger. Okay, there are many ways to safely release your anger. And I actually teach you how to be proactive about releasing that anger in a safe environment. Okay, so not when you go out and you're with other people and you suddenly let the pop top off and pop the top off and explode in front of a group of people, or possibly put yourself in danger or other people in danger, or frighten those people, or do some kind of mental, emotional harm to those people, or to yourself indeed. So we actually focus on that, and we make it okay. We make it okay for you to feel that anger. Anger is a natural part of the human condition. It is pretty much stage 1 or stage 2 of grief. But I mean, the grief stages jump around all over the place, but it is one of the earlier stages of grief that you experience anger. So allowing that to come up to the surface. Okay, a lot of the time we eat to cover the anger, so we cover food over the top of the anger so that we can't feel it anymore. Other times we might drink alcohol, we might drink other beverages, we may take drugs, we may distract ourselves with addictions and bad habits as well. To actually stop the anger from coming to the surface. And eventually it explodes, as you're probably well aware of. It'll either explode in an eating frenzy or a binging frenzy of some description, with your habits, with your addictions, or you literally blast in front of a group of people or your loved ones, and that actually causes a lot of distress. The idea is to proactively be comfortable with that anger coming to the surface, and I teach you how to do that in a safe way, in moderation, so that you're not actually putting yourself in danger. And then I show you the techniques on how to safely release the anger. Okay, really simple things like punching a pillow, or stomping up a hill, or singing, or crying, or yelling. Yelling out the backyard when nobody's listening, basically. All sorts of different techniques. You can use angel therapy. You can use nature. You can use animals. You can use trees. To support you and allow you to safely release that anger. Obviously Reiki and things like that are also, all the subtle techniques are also really good. But with that as well, with Ho'oponopono, the best way to do it is to actually grab it when it arises. Okay, so when something's bothering you and something's creating this anger inside of you, maybe something happens, an event happens, or someone does something or doesn't do something, or someone says something, or maybe you say something and you're like, oh, I feel really upset about that. That's when you go home in a space, sometime that day when you're able to do it, or evening, and you grab it then. You grab it, allow it to come to the surface, do the Ho'oponopono on it, and do the other techniques that I teach you in the Ho'oponopono course. There's lots of healing techniques that we actually do other than just the Ho'oponopono, so it's a whole package. And then you release the excess anger using those techniques I just mentioned, or you can use yoga, you can use meditation, you can cry, you can do all the punching the pillow and all that sort of stuff. So you want it to come to the surface, you want it to be sort of pretty raw, and you want to do the Ho'oponopono and then safely release it. So I'll teach you how to do that in a way that keeps you safe and keeps everybody else safe. So anger is not a dirty word. Anger is a natural part of the human condition. It's always going to be there, and a really big part of working your way through this, and it's a very personal thing. You don't have to share this with anyone in the group, what level of anger that you're having. You can if you like. But it's entirely up to you what you share and what you don't share. And I can actually help you to decipher exactly what it is you're actually angry about, because it will be very much hidden from you. So you won't actually be aware of the sorts of things that are actually making you angry. So I'll teach you techniques, I'll give you tools that allow you to actually find out what it is that you're really angry about. And you'll probably be quite surprised about the things that are actually really upsetting you that you had no idea about. Once you know those things, you know the programs, you can just do Ho'oponopono at your own pace, and I'll show you different ways that you can attack the Ho'oponopono, whether you do it systematically, whether you do it as it pops up, and that sort of thing. And of course you can deal with other people's anger. So if someone around you is just really angry, whether it's your boss, whether it's your workmate, your friend, your partner, your parent, your sister, your daughter, it doesn't really matter who it is, and you're like, gee, they're angry, why are they so angry? If they're in front of you, if there's someone who's actually standing in front of you expressing anger, then they will have similar programs to you around that anger. So you'll be able to decipher what the anger is for both of you and actually lift it from yourself and lift it from them at the same time. That's how Ho'oponopono works. It's really cool because you're able to actually heal your loved ones or people that are in your life that you're invested in. So it might be your boss, it might be your work colleague, it might be maybe somebody that's working for you that you're like, I really like this person's awesome, but they've got something going on there. They've got some anger issues that I need to deal with. Well, you can actually deal with their anger issues without even having a conversation with them. You can step back, use the techniques to decipher the anger that I show you, and then you can actually release the anger from yourself and from them at the same time without them even knowing that you're doing it, okay? You ask permission of their higher self. You don't need to ask permission of their conscious self. You don't have to go up to them and say, hey, can I do some Ho'oponopono on you? You just do it from a higher level, okay? So from an etheric level, you release it in that way because really it is all about your higher self. It's about releasing it from that level. And then it goes away, okay? The anger in yourself goes away, the anger in them goes away, and then you're able to have a harmonious relationship around that particular topic. And of course there's always something else to work on as you go along. So it's really a matter of who you want to focus on, and every time you do Ho'oponopono yourself, you can simultaneously do it on somebody else at the same time. You could even do it on a group of people. You could do it on a building, you could do it on a business, you could do it on a country, a leader. It doesn't matter who you choose or what you choose, you can actually do that simultaneously. So I hope you found that helpful. And just remembering, anger is not a dirty word. Anger is a very normal part of the human condition. You can decipher what it is you're really angry about, and you can release it from yourself and from those around you who also seem to be quite angry. If you want to really get on top of this, come to a Ho'oponopono course. I highly recommend it. And you can share as much as you want, or you can just sit back and take in the ambience and listen to what everybody else is talking about, and just take notes for yourself. It's entirely up to you. There's always different groups of people in the courses that do different levels of interaction, and that's perfectly fine. So entirely up to you. Definitely send me a message if you want to talk about any particular topic around this that you want to share with me. I'm happy to share back with you as well. And you can go on to humanhappiness.com.au and book yourself in to the next upcoming course if you like. And hopefully see you soon. And bye for now.